needless to say,
You are live.
finding my way, leaning on faith, speaking His way, seeking His face, keeping His promise, giving His grace. Yeah, yeah. I've been through some hard times, feel me, yeah, yeah. Fall short daily, y'all feel me, yeah, yeah. Still I get up when I'm down, yeah, yeah. Lost it all, God help me down, yeah, yeah. Don't know why, but that's just life. Dry your tears, it'll be alright. Hold tight, hold tight.
Even if you fall away, I'm just a call away. Nice in Miami, body sweet like candy. I just wanna take my time on you, no rush, no rush, no rush. Really wanna cross that line with you, no rush, no rush.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They all know I go so hardest. Yeah, 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 yeah. No way I could lose, beg pardon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got God on my side, God on my side, God on my side, okay. Yeah. God on my side, God on my side, God on my side, okay.
All right. Well, look, we've had an evening full of technical difficulties, but we're here now. Welcome to the private room.
Hey guys.
Is somebody's phone ringing?
Part of the song.
That's part of the song.
Yeah. All right. That's dope.
Yeah,
Is that
part of the
song,
song.
J-Lock?
Yeah.
Oh, see, look how he said it, just like the song. Yeah. That's what's up, man. So today we celebrating fathers. Yesterday was Father's Day. I feel like as a co-host on this show, a lot of times women are the highlight. Y'all get all the shine, but not today, baby. Today is about us. So no offense, ladies, but it's our turn. I'm Gray. I'm one of the co-hosts of the private room. Due to some personal concerns, our leader, our fearless leader, is not with us today, but she's with us in spirit, and probably virtually she's listening to us to make sure we don't mess up because we might lose our jobs. Today we got Kashonda as usual. Kashonda, you wanna give them a shout out about who you are and what you came to do?
Well, again, thank y'all for joining us on a private room. I am Kashonda Queens Rising. I am an author, co-host on the private room as well. I work with Tiffany on a couple of other things. We actually have a survivors crime march coming up in September, but it's not about us, ladies. Tonight, as Grace said, it's about the fathers. So again, happy Father's Day, and I'm gonna pass the mic.
Let's go with Antoine first. Tell us about yourself, Antoine. Tell people about your business, what you do.
How much time we got? But
not a whole lot.
First and foremost, I'm a father.
2 minutes.
Right. Okay. Look. You gotta tell people. This stuff. You start giving awards out. We start talking forever. But what I'm known for, I am a professional photographer. I've been a photographer for 19 years. Obviously, I'm a dad of 3. I have my daughter. She has lived with me since 5th grade, and she just graduated from Georgia State University, summa cum laude, 2 weeks ago. So it's been an amazing journey on that. And I do a million other things. I've been 25 years in this great band fraternity called Phi Beta Sigma. So I will pass the mic on that one. We can talk more later.
Absolutely. J-Lock, what you got for us?
Peace. Happy Father's Day to everybody. I am J-Lock, recording artist, businessman, mental health activist. Yeah. I don't have as many hats, but they keep me busy.
Absolutely. Now, all sound like pretty powerful. There you go. That's the hat we want to hear about.
Yeah. Father 3.
That's the hat of the day. Hey, Media Mike.
What's going on? As you said,
Come
Media
on in,
Mike.
brother.
As it says, Media Mike. I am photographer also since 2009. A member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Father of 3 kings, 24, 17, and 11. And I've been in Charlotte 8 years. I'm born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. and I wear a lot of other hats too. I've been coaching for 20 plus years, basketball, football, soccer. I can go on and on and on, but we could keep it moving.
Okay. Dominique, welcome to the Lions Den.
Glad to be here. I like lions, actually. I am Dominique Ryder. I wear a hat of many occupations, I should say. I am a business owner, but most importantly, I'm not a father. I am a mother. I'm the alpha middle of a submissive triad. So we have kids, we have one father in that mix with a bunch of kids. I am also a part of the House of Revere. I am a professional dame. I am under the ownership of Sir Orgasmically Lyrical. So that's one of our businesses as well. We do host events. We promote events. We travel. We do all of it. And I'm in school to be a chef. So,
Okay.
right.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Gonna feed the tribe.
Right. I do. I just had to rush
Yeah.
on here so I can feed them.
Okay, well, a little bit about me. I said I'm Gray. I am I'm also in media. I have a small a small role in a media company here out of Atlanta. We do film and television, commercial, short format media as well. Photography, books, classes, the whole nine. I am a certified life coach. Been in the business of doing that for 12 years. Been certified for 9 of those 12 years. Have a PhD in holistic life coaching, and just launched a pretty comprehensive coaching program. So we're relaunched, rebranded, and relaunched. So you can find all of my stuff on social media, and I'll say it again at the end of the show, at Everything Is Gray with an I instead of a Y in everything. Other than that, let's get into it, man. I've been a father since before I was able to legally drink. I've been a father my whole adult life. I got a 27 going on 28-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter who is absolutely my princess and probably my favorite person in the world. So,
So great with that. When you first heard that you were going to be a father, how did you feel?
I was 19 years old. I felt like the world was ending.
Me too.
I felt like the world was ending.
I bet.
And somebody should put me out of my misery right now. I did not want to be with his mother.
Oh,
I was funning. I'm sorry. I was funning. I was.
did you say that out loud?
Yes, I said it.
Oh,
He
wow.
and I have talked about it.
Oh,
I was funning, and he has met his mother. He knows. He's not confused about my decision. He was like, "Nah, that's not the right fit for you. It never was. I don't know why you were there in the first place." And I have to remind him, well, you wouldn't be here if I hadn't have been there in the first place. So, count your blessings. But no, it wasn't the best decision. And I've had custody of my son since that time. So it was single fatherhood for your boy, because I didn't get married until I was 38. And that is when I met my daughter's mother. So yeah, it was a rough journey, y'all. But we here, and the kids are healthy, and my daughter thinks I walk on water, and that might be because I told her I can. I don't know, but yeah, it's amazing. What about you guys? You said, I saw you nod, Mike. You was like, yeah, since 19.
Yeah, so I found out. So I met my ex-wife in college. Thought we were grown. I stayed at her house a lot. I had my own place. I stayed at her house a lot. Then the summer after my freshman year, her sophomore year, I get a phone call. She's pregnant, and it was it wasn't a surprise. You figured you lay down without protection, it's bound to happen. So like I had to explain to my son, like, no, you weren't a mistake. You weren't planned, but you're not a mistake because
you were
we
grown.
knew what we were doing. We were having sex without
We were
protection.
doing grown folks stuff.
So it was going to happen.
Folks business, yeah.
Exactly. So he was born in 2000. I was 20 years old. And we went on to get married in 2004. Had 2 other sons in 2006 and 2012. And we now have actually been divorced since 2018, 2019. But that's all I knew. We were together more than half my life. I was about to be 38, 39 when we separated and got divorced. So that was all I knew. I think, we grew up together, but grew apart because we were really just parenting, not being husband and wife, man and woman. So you learn from your mistakes. I am now remarried.
How's that going?
It's going really well. She has 2 sons, so all together I have 5 boys.
Okay.
Her 2 sons are older than all of my kids. They're 27 and 25, and then my oldest is 24.
That's amazing. That just means you don't actually have to take care of them.
I only have one that I have to take care of.
Yeah, you were in the advice-giving stage. Like,
the 24-year-old, he's out.
I can't tell you what to do. Yeah, you in that stage. I can't tell you what to do. But if it was me, live your life, young king.
Yeah, my 2 youngest, they live with my ex-wife, but she's down here as well. So I see them whenever I want. I have my youngest son just about all the time. He's like my shadow.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, what about you?
Man, so we say there's no mistakes, but I didn't get the memo that the birth control had ceased on the first one, so it was surprise. It was, hey, how you doing there? But again, I knew once you told me that, I knew it was a girl. I've known all my kids before they touched the face of the earth, so I kind of named them all and knew what they were before. It was like, oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, it's a girl. Cool. This is what we gonna do. Oh, it's a boy. Cool. This is what we gonna do. Oh, another. It's cool. This is what we're gonna do. So yeah, it was different to, like you said, we know what we were doing, but I didn't necessarily have all the information, but it still worked out. Like, again, I can't imagine not having any of these kids, and like it helps for me. It helped to have a daughter first. And it definitely rounded me out a little bit to be raising a daughter by myself for a decade. That was a real interesting thing. From 5th grade to now a college graduate was really, really interesting to go through the 11, 12, 13. I'm gonna choke you. I can't choke you. I can't go to jail because it's only me. But she's a good kid, like I've experienced all that, like it was just me. Like I was like,
right.
I told her at the graduation party, I was like, look, man, I'm just happy that I didn't raise a psychopath because you were stuck with your dad for 10 years, 8 years from 5th grade to high school graduation. Then you made 4 years through college, 3.99 GPA. I was like, hey man, look, I'm just happy you ain't jump off a bridge or something like that, stuck with your dad. You got 2 little brothers. It was just, we had some experiences that nobody could take away from, and nobody could ever understand. Trying to raise a woman when you don't have a clue what you're doing, at all.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind me asking, where was her mother?
I mean, my man in Charlotte might have seen her because I didn't really know. You know what I'm saying?
You was out there with yours, Grace.
I only been here 8 years. Hey,
look, your guess was as good as mine. I don't really know. So here's a short task. I mean, this is the short story. We were together the first 2 years.
Oh gosh.
We split. She ghosted like totally with my daughter for 4 years. So I didn't see my daughter, didn't have any contact for 4 years. She came to the child support renewal. I got her served and all the paperwork and all that stuff in the courthouse. I was running from the sheriff's office to upstairs to downstairs, got her served in the courthouse, got my rights back. 6 months into that, it was going, this visitation was going cool. After the supervised visitation is the most disrespectful thing on the earth.
Absolutely.
That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen, to have somebody with a clipboard in the corner watching you play with your kid, for an hour or whatever that time is. But we did that for a couple months, and then 4 months it was just back and forth, normal. And I got a call while I was at work and it was like, yo, our daughter can't raise your daughter. No more, come get her. And
Mm.
so now from fifth grade to now, that's what it's been.
Yeah.
We applaud you.
Did you hesitate?
Oh nah. I mean, I was fighting anyway, but sometimes you
Yep.
gotta fight. You gotta fight without moving. Sometimes I mean,
Yep.
we threw $10,000 worth of continuances in the courthouse, and now we're just getting better because I mean, I think the laws are coming around so that it's not like, oh, if you the dude, you automatically taking this L.
Right.
The,
Right.
the laws are finally starting to catch up to reality that, man, some of these people just ain't fit to have a kid in the first place. Just
That's
because
right.
they're a woman doesn't necessarily mean they're a better parent.
That's
That
true.
is true.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Speaking of that, let's go to you, Dominique.
As far as in what? Me being a mother?
Raised in a tribe. You know, you have a tribe.
Yes.
You have a tribe.
Well, that's the thing. One of the daughters, she is not the youngest, but she's a teenager. She's 16. And it's unfortunate that her dad has nothing pretty much to do with her.
Oh
And it's
wow.
crazy because we don't understand that. But we all live together. So there is our boyfriend in the house, and she's young, but she's at the age to where it's like, well, that's not my dad.
Right.
So she doesn't really treat him like a dad. She's not disrespectful or anything like that, but they don't have that bond, that relationship. And sometimes I think it bothers him a little bit because he loves children and he has 3 kids of his own. He's always been there for my children. My children are grown. My youngest is 20. My oldest is 33. But
Are
it's
his
like,
kids in the home with you all? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
yeah,
off.
his kids are not. But well, like one is here now. He comes for the summer. But me and the moms love each other. Like we get along. There's no animosity. If I want to go get one of the children, there's one mother I can say she has not accepted anything that he's involved in. But he stepped up and was like, okay, well, I have an attorney. So you have a choice. Either you're gonna let me see my child, or I'm going to take you to court. Look, my grandbaby just ran in. So either you're going to let me see my child, or I'm going to go out the room, baby, out the room. Go, baby. Let me see my child, or you're going to yes, he's just, and I don't know why he came in here because my wife is downstairs. His yogi is downstairs. That's what they call him. He said, I am not okay. We'll go downstairs. He doesn't like to be called granddad. So he says I'm a yogi. But yeah, no, we all get along. When I say love his kids love us. They understand our relationship. They're mature enough to where if they have questions, they can ask, and we break it down to them to where they understand. But I've watched him struggle with trying to see one of his children, and it's very hurtful to see him go through that. Like me as a woman, don't get me wrong. Now I've been there. I was once a bitter mom, and it was only because of the type of relationship I was in. He wasn't good to me, so I really didn't want my kids around him because he didn't make great decisions, if that makes sense. So I was kind of worried about it. Yeah, so I would fight him in court. I did this, whatever I needed to. And then as they got older, I never told them anything bad about their dad. As they got older, I let them form their own opinions of the type of man he is or was, and they see things. And so now they're older, they come and they express to me. And I have 2 sets. My oldest 2 was by my previous marriage, and then my youngest 2 are about a different marriage. And so they all come to me and they have opinions about their dad. But at the end of the day, I told them that's still your father. You have to respect them. That's and right. Now that you're adults, it's okay to have boundaries. There's some things you didn't understand as a child, but now as an adult, if you don't agree with the way he's talking to you, or, if you feel like he's mistreating you, don't be disrespectful. But you can tell them, okay, I don't like your tone. I don't like you being disrespectful. We're going to end this conversation or whatever. Don't hang up on them. Don't do anything, but just make it known that whatever they're saying or doing, it makes you feel uncomfortable because you have that right. You're adults now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
And
back
we
to you, Dominique. I
about
got
you,
questions.
Jay. We didn't forget about you, but we wanted to save you for last because we want to go ahead and play one of your songs if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going, Kashonda. See, that's why I fool with you. That's the reason why, right there.
She good.
There, Duke, go. Boy. Well, we're gonna get to you in a minute, Duke, because you got here late, but it's all good. We was waiting on you. We was looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing you. J Lock.
I'm sorry.
Yo,
I said,
yo.
I got a house
Tell
full
us
of
the story.
kids, so I got my daughter and she has her friends over. We just left the pool, so you can imagine what I'm dealing with.
Okay. Yeah, I can. Absolutely can imagine. We're gonna get to you in just a second though. I want to hear about it. But J Lock, man, come on.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a story, brother.
Me?
Yeah. No, J Lock.
No, Jay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I had my kids a little later. I had my kids at 31. So yeah, I'm still in the trenches.
Okay.
It's nice to hear the stories of everybody's in college and out the nest, but nah, I'm still going through it. I'm past the diaper stage, so I'm good.
How old
So,
are
but
you?
how did you feel the first time you found out you was going to be a father?
It was planned. We talked
Oh,
about it.
okay.
Yeah. I hit it with that. Want to go half on the baby?
And she said,
Was the
yeah.
song out?
I don't know. She got it though. But what was your question?
Wow. What are their ages? What are their ages?
18, 15, 14. Well, 14 in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you almost
I'm close.
You close. You almost out of there. You not a lunatic like me. Go out here and start over after 19 years. Now that's the crazy
Hey,
thing.
things happen. It was that crazy night. I get it.
Nah,
You
I
needed
got
her,
married.
Greg.
I got
You
married,
needed
and
her.
she wanted absolutely.
Man, every couple got crazy nights.
I tell her that
Yeah.
all the time. No, she wanted a baby. She had a series of crazy nights. She was like, "Oh, no, we gonna do this. We gonna have one of these."
So you came home and she was watching the baby channel. You was like, shit.
Among other things.
I know where it's going.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, the crazy story is my son graduated in 2014. The day after his graduation, I walk into our bedroom, and laying on the bed is a Dallas Cowboys onesie.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And I looked at it, and pardon my language, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" She was like,
Crime with it was Dallas Cowboys. That was the biggest crime right there.
That's
Right,
right.
that was like
Right
a
there, yeah.
travesty right there.
That's not a crime. We don't have to get into people's preferences.
That was a crime. That was a crime.
We don't have to judge people's preferences.
Exactly.
That was not the point of this story. The point of this story is that my son had literally graduated the day before. I'm thinking I'm about to be naked in Tahiti. I'm done. My sentence is over.
Nah.
Talk
You know
about
what I mean?
timing. That was timing.
Perfect
The
timing.
day
Perfect
after,
timing.
I was like, wow, really? So we can't commute this sentence? Like this is something that we're gonna keep going in this prison of fatherhood?
Yep.
Because as much as I loved it,
What
I
would
didn't
you
choose this
mean?
life.
Like continue. It never ends.
It doesn't.
Listen,
Even when
it
they're
never
adults.
ends. My son is
doesn't.
27. I know it never ends.
No.
But you do get like an ankle bracelet. Like you can go home. You know what I'm saying? Like you still attached, but you can go home. You can be amongst your things. You can have peace. He came over here yesterday for Father's Day. He walked in. He said, "You know what? This reminds me of what my father's apartment looks like. Like this is like this feels like you. That stuff you was doing before didn't feel like you, man. And you talking about growing up together. I was 19 when I had him. So for him to be 27, like he's seen the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, this is much better. I like this vibe.
Right.
I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That is all grown up now.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. Right.
Mhm.
Right. I get that. I get to do some things for myself. And like the shirt says, I'm not for everyone.
Not for everyone.
So we're gonna set ourselves aside. Where did Jay Lock go? We was about to play his music.
And I just was getting ready to say we lost Jay and we were getting ready to play his song.
He'll be back. Duke.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, brother. Come on now. I heard you got a tale to tell.
But first, tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about you.
That's a good place to start.
My name is Duke Desdoon. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been in the Atlanta area since September 2005. I'm a Saints fan. I heard y'all saying something about Dallas Cowboys, something like that with the baby with the baby's onesie. So if I don't have a jersey, the tattoo still remains.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh wow!
hey,
listen, I ain't got no hate for the Saints.
You know, we get
I got no hate for the Saints.
I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a master barber. Of course, I'm a father, a girl dad. I just have one 10-year-old daughter. She's 10, going on 15. What else? Yeah, I heard somebody say something about that they had a kid and it was planned. I had the exact opposite. It really wasn't planned. Me and her mom was just kicking it, enjoying each other's time. You know, one of them days, you sit up, she was sitting on, I don't know, just a family program.
Hey man, it's not.
It's not. Go ahead.
It's the private room.
Not. Go ahead.
She was sitting on Santa's lap.
She was sitting on Santa's lap.
Where's he going? She's sitting where?
He was talking about ho ho ho.
Right. She was, sometimes you slide them on a pickle. Sometimes when you slide them on a pickle, vigorously.
I like it.
Because there is no other way to do it.
In the room, please have them leave.
Yeah,
they don't need to be in the room.
My daughter and her company, they're upstairs.
I'm just saying for our live listeners. If you have children in the room,
this is daddy's time. If they're live listeners got kids in the room, this is the private room. Y'all shouldn't have never had them kids in here in the first place. Please continue, sir.
I ain't even gonna tell you what's in my right hand.
Show me.
Even do that.
Hey, watch. No, wait. Kashonda, watch this. Kashonda, Antoine, watch this. What part of Atlanta are you in?
Right.
Right.
I'm on B-Way.
Right.
Give me what you got.
Look, I'm in the burbs right now, but we could pull up. We could pull up for some pregame for sure. You know what I'm saying? We'd be there by halftime.
I'm not mad at that because the game come on tonight, right?
In 18 minutes.
18 minutes.
18 minutes.
Yes, sir. Shortly. So if you still ain't told us what side of town you're on, you don't want nobody to know what's watching on TV land.
But I'm also. I think I mentioned that already. What y'all need? You don't need your. Hold 1 second. I gotta go dad mode. Y'all playing? What you need the phone for?
He went dad mode. I had to go nana mode. He went dad mode.
He not gonna tell us. You saw that? Y'all peeped that, right?
He did. He moved.
He a comedian too. He ain't gonna say nothing because there's people watching. The streets is watching.
Hey,
he don't need nobody showing up talking about. That's where he is.
Listen, I had to go very tactful, very TV dad mode. 90s black TV dad like Carl Winslow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had to build them up before I tear them down. It's a build situation, something like the military.
Hey man, it's just like Iceberg Slim.
That's it.
You got to stroke, then kick.
Yes. But I cut in the Snellville area. I'm located in the Snellville area, right outside of Atlanta, not too far out. I've been cutting 16 years. Been doing comedy, stand-up comedy, 8 years. Like I say, got a 10-year-old daughter. Been in Atlanta 20 years.
Indeed.
I'm doing a whole interview, and y'all really you're cramping my style.
He's really in dad mode.
He is dad in real life, people.
In real life.
If the dog took the slipper, then it's hers now.
The perfect podcast.
Take one of her treats. Eat one of her treats.
Right.
If it's like that. If that's how you feel.
Okay, so while he's being in dad mode, anybody want to talk about being a single dad versus being married?
Yeah, absolutely. Who wants to go first?
What do you want to know about that? What is it?
I can speak on single dad. I've never been married before, but being a single dad, I think being a single parent, period, is tough. So when I hear women say things that they deal with as a single mother, I don't knock it. That's just the parallel walk from her perspective. But my perspective is like, man, it almost feel like a cold world, you know, like when Chris Rock said, you know, only there's no unconditional love for men. Man,
It ain't
that
I felt that
right there. I felt it.
I felt
it when he said it. But when I became a parent, it hit my spirit so deeply. It resonated. Like, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. So, you know,
not even the kids show unconditional love to men.
We got Jay back.
Yeah. They don't. But I can say, when for me, and I only have a one and done experience. You know, God allows me to have another child, and I would have multiple experiences with that. But just with my daughter, you know, I stay in her ear, and I think I keep the line of communication all the way tight. And I don't know what it'll be in the next 10 years. She's 10 now. So I just hope that I kind of set the tone when it comes down to effectively communicating with her, you know, letting her know she has a place that she can be very vulnerable. She can speak, you know, she can have it like a little safe haven with dad. My first mind is always frantic and like very, you know, like to the max, but I scale it down. And once I deliver it to her, I trim the fat so much by the time I give it to her, you know, because I had to realize my daughter comes from a suburban rural area. I'm from the inner city, New Orleans. Okay. So if I give it to her from the angle and how I experienced it, she's not gonna be able to process that. I had a different environment. So I had to learn how to talk. And then being a barber in the suburbs, I had to learn how to engage, or I've learned how to engage with kids. An urban kid from the hood project environment is a different type of engagement when you're talking and communicating with a kid that's not from that. So, you know, you could maybe bear down on one of those kids, you know, the tough love type of thing. And they, because the environment is tough. So they so used to things being rough for them. When you speaking in that type of fashion, it ain't a turn off. But my daughter and that type of child, they're different. My daughter, I'm gonna tell you what my daughter told me, and I'll pass this conversation along. I yelled at her, and I was just joking. I said, "I'm gonna whoop you," and she's like, "Daddy, I didn't do anything enough to get a whooping." I said, "Well, I feel like you need a whooping. I'm gonna whoop you." She's like, "Daddy, if a child doesn't do anything enough to, you know, that he or she should be whooped. No disrespect, but that's child abuse, Daddy." Oh. I said, I'm saying to myself, you're not wrong. you're not wrong. I was like, you know what? You right about that. I wasn't going, like, we give children more ability to be themselves at a younger age. They're able to kind of define who they are a little bit more, which gives them a little bit more voice. And I'm not particularly against that. I just think the nostalgic way of shut up, do what I say, and like that was a time. But now things are a bit different. So I find a sweet spot in between the modern era and the era in which I come from. Because sometimes I tell her, even if it's true, nobody want to hear your truth. A 10-year-old's truth don't supersede. Even if I lie. If I lie at 40, your truth don't supersede my lie. I might be lying to save the situation. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. To manipulate the situation for whatever reason I have to do that. I understand the logic in doing so. So don't come in here in the back seat talk about, nah, Daddy. If I told the police I wouldn't speed and you shut up. Now you eat them damn cheese puffs and you shut your ass up because I'm about to drop you off. I'm about to cut my daddy weekend short. It's Saturday. I got you the Sunday after church. I'm about to cut the short.
What?
You know?
That is too funny. That man was so into it, he disappeared. God,
I'm sorry. I get a bit passionate.
Man, damn.
I'm sorry about that.
So I've dealt with both. I've been a single dad and I've been a married dad. And man, look, I would take them married days over them single days any day of the week. Cause man,
he's so cute.
Look at that.
She don't want to show y'all, but she stole my whole face. That's what I was trying to.
That's why I love the faces, man.
She stole my whole face.
Oh my God.
She stole my whole face. It looked like AI, didn't it?
Yeah. You just need a bonnet. Put a bonnet on.
Yeah, that's great. Nah, don't put that bonnet on her. But
I'm not. I'm not worried about those preconceived notions of what that's supposed to mean. I know what it is. I got 2 of them things I made walking around here. But we are in the Atlanta area, and it could cause
a little controversy.
Anyway, continue, my brother.
Right. So I mean, I think that going through having to do it alone as a man is totally different than a woman's experience. It's bad. It's hard either way. So I give much respect to single moms. But if you have another parent that's not involved at all, it's so much harder because y'all have this tribe mentality, like
right.
So I'm a photographer, so I can't utilize the tribe mentality because I'm around women 90% of the time. So a lot of the stuff I just had to just do on my own. I want to babysit.
Wait. Hold on, Twan. I'm sorry, brother. You can't say that because yes, you absolutely can, sir.
What's that?
If you got women,
you absolutely could utilize the tribe mentality. You were in the perfect situation.
Nah.
You just gotta look at nature, brother.
You gotta keep it professional and look at it.
Right. So that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to circumvent the process because they knew I was a single dad. So I had to always be on that. Like, let me babysit. Like, nah, I wouldn't have you around my kid if we would, but I wouldn't have you around my kid if I didn't know you. Like, I don't want to be around you, so no, we can't do that. But but it was interesting. But
he said,
I would say
it be around you.
Right. Yeah, right. I wouldn't.
Damn sure ain't gonna have you around my kids.
I wouldn't leave you by yourself with me. I definitely leave me a little kid with you.
But you do have an opportunity to form real friendships because you're surrounded by a lot of women, and that's what I was referring to. You have an opportunity to form meaningful.
I navigated that because they feel bad for you. You know what I'm saying? They feel bad for you when they see you as a single dad. They like people do want to spring into action. So I can't say it was every day, but the people that helped along the way, like they saved me. Because being an entrepreneur, being a full-time entrepreneur and a full-time single dad, and then still raising other kids, and like I was living in North Carolina and Georgia for the first year I moved down here. So I was like 3 weeks here. Then immediately drive to North Carolina, be 1 week there as a dad, and then drive back and be full-time dad back again here. And it was rough, but again, man, like I said, I didn't raise a psychopath, so I guess I did something all right. And now at worst, the kids know what not to do. So no matter how we did this thing, how it worked out, whatever you think of your parents' skills or how you did, your kids at least know what not to do. Either way.
There's no manual.
Right.
Nope.
There's no manual for how to do it. And it's really no manual for the feminine energy that comes from the nurturing feminine energy that comes from the mother.
Yeah.
So you in your mode where you're like, they fall, they bump their knee, whatever. You like, shake that shit off. Let's go. Come on, man. Man up. but they really needed a hug, and you might not you may not be naturally inclined to give the hug. You just want, come on, man, we got stuff to do. Let's go. Especially in my case, as a 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm not trying to hug you. Let's go, brother. So the fact that my son came out of a situation like that, where as a well-rounded, in touch with his emotions, sensitive guy, is amazing to me. Because I don't know, like, I feel like by the time I figured it out, he already knew. Like he already.
So I got a question for you.
Absolutely.
With that being said, a lot of us, I'll speak for myself, I became a father without an example of a father. How many of you guys had the same situation?
So when you say example of so I had my dad, but my dad was in and out of jail all of my life.
He was what?
I had in and out of prison all of my life. But we still were able to build a relationship the times that he was out, but I had other father figures.
Right.
And so my journey to be a father was, I didn't want to be like my dad. So I gave everything to my kid. Like, fatherhood to me means the world. Being a father was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And I'll never look at it any other way, regardless if they get on my nerves. I want to kick their ass sometimes. I love them boys.
Mhm.
And so becoming a father to me was my goal was I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to put my kids through what
Yep.
I went through as growing up, and I want to try to give my kids everything that I didn't have.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel the same way. I actually had two amazing fathers. My biological father was always there. In fact, our birthdays are the same day. So it's like
Wow.
mirror image type nonsense. Like,
Mhm.
dude. And in fact, he was the person that I most feared telling as a 19-year-old legally grown adult. I was like, hey man,
It's
See
about to go down.
what had happened.
remember when you had said not to bring home no babies? Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I moved out. So I live on my own. And there's a baby coming. So I don't know how you gonna feel about that. He's like, it's not my responsibility. So, what you gonna do? Whereas my stepfather was a federal judge. He was married to my mother over 30 years. Like he
Mm.
came into my life when I was 6. And so I got nature and nurture. Like I'm just like my father, but it's peppered with all the lessons and the stuff that I learned from that guy.
Right.
So it's a very unique experience for me. And I talk to guys all the time and they always like, you had two? Yeah, it's not all as cracked up to be, but at the same time, I know that I'm blessed. So it just, I got 2 ass whippings most of the time too. Sometimes 3. Some my mother would come involved and she'd be swinging a shoe too. But
Mhm.
it's all in love looking back, and I wouldn't have traded any of it for the world. Yeah.
That's what's up.
I see my Sigma brother up there didn't say nothing about that. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm at a loss for words right now, bro.
Nah, so actually my stepbrother, who's about 6 years older than me, was the president of his chapter at Howard University the time he pledged Sigma.
Dope,
Mm.
dope.
That's big, man, to be an Alpha chapter. But I've
Hey
been.
man, and brother, I've been to more Sigma parties than I probably should have.
No, you should. I mean, you should have been in all them James because
Because
that's how
well, I was
we do.
6 years. I was 6 years younger, so he's in college. Like, why
Oh,
am
you.
I at the Sigma party?
Hey, man, look, you were raised well.
They're having fun.
Recruiting. He was
You're
recruiting.
raised to have a great time. You
Yo,
understand
it
what a
was
great
during
time
the
is.
time when Diddy was at Howard too.
Oh
So
yeah, so no
no
Diddy.
Diddy,
No
but
Okay,
Diddy.
so we're gonna change the topic on that with that one. What do y'all find to be the biggest challenges being in fatherhood for you all?
Okay, I'll go
Can I
first.
go? Okay.
Oh,
Go
so
ahead.
my biggest challenge, honestly, is when you have adult children
mm,
because
yep.
the adult children are the hardest to really make them understand. Like, all right, it's not that I want you out, but you can never come to your. What are you laughing?
Complacent.
He almost
You
did his
can
drink on that one.
you cannot you can't get to your full potential if you're in the comfortability of what I'm providing. Like I'm
Mm,
always gonna be there to help you, but you have to do it under your own roof because
yes.
under my roof is comfortable. You know you can fall back on, oh, dad got a roof over my head. Dad got this, dad got that. No, I need you to go out into the world. I'm gonna help you as best I can, but you have to do it and
Mhm.
really figure it out on your own. But I'm not gonna let you fall.
I love y'all, man. I'm laughing because
Mhm.
yes, it's recent. It's
You
Well,
said
recent.
recent?
mine is very recent too. Mine is very
Recent.
recent too.
I wrote my
Well,
son
I'm not a dad,
a
but
two
mine is
page letter.
recent too.
And sometimes they call you still. My oldest son is married, has a wife, and he'll
Yeah,
still call his mom from
yeah.
time to time for certain
My
things. And I'm like,
oldest
Yep.
son is getting ready. Well, he's been with his girlfriend for about 3 years, and they're expecting their first child. He stepped up to take on her first child as his own, so now they're expecting one together.
Together.
And that
mhm.
boy calls me every day for
Yeah.
everything. everything. And I'm like, he comes to my
Okay.
house.
Okay, but if he stopped, how would you feel about that?
Exactly.
If he just stopped, he was like, "I got it, ma. I don't need nothing." Just stop.
She'll start calling
I,
him.
I
You
would
good?
feel proud. I would feel proud because I
So-
feel like
There
I did my
would
job.
definitely be pride. There's definitely
So
pride.
honestly, so Friday on the I work in Philadelphia, but I live in Virginia. So anyway, I was commuting back to work from Philly, and my oldest son was with me, and we caught a flat tire. And when I say that I was the calmest I've ever been, because I just was like, I'm gonna sit back and watch how he handles this situation. And he handled it. And so I felt good. I felt pride is in a mom that I did something right. Because his father was absent, but that's neither here nor there. And I felt that he tells me all the time, like, Mom, people tell me that you did a good job. And so I felt good in that moment that I could just sit back, relax. The tire got changed. We got home and he did the driving, and hey. So I don't know how I would feel, Gray. I don't know. I probably would be checking my phone like
every day. Every day.
You good? You ain't called me all week.
I mean, I do that now because my son is real despondent when you don't reach out to him because he's still a little mad that I told him he had to go. He in his feelings. So he like, I ain't calling you for nothing then. Okay, well, no.
It bothered me when my son, he doesn't, even though he's married, like he doesn't call me as much as he used to. So I started checking in on him, like, how you doing, this, that, and the other. Because even though he's married, he has children, he's still, I know my child.
Right.
And it may be some things that I may understand.
Oh, another twin.
Right.
Give that man his face back.
She's like, why am I here, Daddy? Why am
That's exactly what she said. She
right,
was
like, why am I
Give
here?
that man his face back. See, my daughter is 9. See, I'm in the same boat, brother. Give that man his face back.
Yeah, man. So I want to just say, when the question was asked, the hardest thing, I think for me, the hardest thing, and I'll let her kind of like share just a little bit. The hardest thing for me is raising a child outside of the house as a single father, and doing a co-parenting thing and having to kind of split your perspective with someone else's perspective in 2 different households. So everything that I feel or my viewpoints or carry on has to kind of run smoothly parallel to her mother's.
Right.
Now,
that's right.
70% of the things we pretty much in proper alignment on. Other percentage.
That 30% is huge, though, isn't it?
And we're gonna get to that, but we ain't gonna get to that
Right.
when we're in the room.
Yes. So, what we are conscious of is like I said earlier, we allow our children the space to have enough defined character to speak, to have a voice. So she would say, she just tired of us, having these disagreements and debates and things like that. That sometimes they have gotten slightly more heated. But I also let her share just a quick second. Is it tough having to have mom and dad in 2 different places and having to split that time versus having us under one roof? How do you take that, and what's your take on that? You got to talk up because it's right here.
She's saying,
You don't know? This is above your afro.
What?
Go ahead and check out. But stuff on my end. I try to make it smooth as I possibly can on her end, and sometimes, really realistically, and her mom used to always tell me this. She was like, "Duke, you can't just always just show up with gifts and thinking that's it." But when Dad missed time or Dad is not there, sometimes them gifts really save you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fully understanding of presence over presence, but at the same time, when you come bearing gifts and having a girls, female, they love gifts. You know what I'm saying? They really
we like time too, though.
Yes,
we do.
yes,
A lot.
that is true. But
Yeah.
if your guy has been working a lot and he came with Rosens and say, hey, again, I said earlier, I leave that pipeline of communication. So I'm gonna communicate when I gotta work. I'm gonna communicate all the time. You can FaceTime me 24/7. When I come bearing gifts, understanding the communication has already been in effect, is just making you just know that this person cares because they acknowledge what's going on in the moment, in real time. I teach her that. I'm thankful that she is who she is. I tell her I thank
Whoop.
We lose him.
Duke, where'd you go, brother?
What happened?
What happened?
Look like he fell off.
Duke?
That's my
Oh,
crew
wow.
right there.
Look
Ooh.
at them. Look at them. Look
Right.
at them.
Okay,
Look at them
Mike
Kings.
got.
Especially that one in the middle. That's you all day.
The middle is like his mom. The middle, it's the two on the outside, the oldest and the youngest.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, you say that,
I
but we
see
see
They
it.
all look like.
I don't know
Yeah.
now.
No.
You can't deny
Now,
none
don't
of
get me wrong. I can't deny none of them.
No, you
No.
can't. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Especially that, yeah. I see the one on the left. On my
Mhm.
left, I'm looking at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
all you.
She didn't like you.
I believe that there's you know what's funny? I
Horrible.
believe that
Horrible.
that
They didn't like
especially
you.
especially with young men, when we have kids, I think it's God's way of making sure we do what we're supposed to do by making them kids look just like us.
Well, apparently none of these mamas like these men because all of them got it.
Oh yeah. I got triplets. So yeah, they
Oh.
all my faces. So yeah, we good. It's a friendly reminder to the mothers that
Absolutely, absolutely.
they are
It goes both ways.
1000% Joneses.
It
for
goes
sure.
both ways. They can't be denied by us,
Right.
but at the same time, they
They
gonna
can't be
remind
denied
them.
by them.
They gonna remind them, hey, you know where you was at, right?
Right.
You know where you was at.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
Jay,
So
we
true.
haven't heard from you. You quiet.
I'm listening.
We want to hear you talk.
Say it again.
We want to hear you talk.
Some input.
You hear me talk? Okay.
Kashonda want to hear you talk, Jay.
No.
She want to hear your voice.
Throwing that Barry White on her. Throw that Barry White on her real quick.
It's the whole beard
That's
and
right.
it's the
Jealous.
mystery,
That's
brother.
a
It's the
godly
mystery.
man. That's a
Right.
godly man over there. I'm gonna leave him alone.
You got
Yeah, it
the
is.
mystery
Yeah, it
over
is.
there, brother.
She got it. Now, man, I'm enjoying this here. You know, the connection, because a lot of us have similar stories from different backgrounds, and I'm a Carolina boy through and through. So it's kind of cool to kind of hear other fathers' experiences and how they correlate with my own. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Jay, do you have sons, daughters?
3.
What? 3 what?
Oh, 2 girls and 1 boy.
Now let me ask you. Do you find it harder raising men or women?
Do I find it harder to what?
Raise your daughters or your sons?
You know, I raised them pretty much the same. In the capacity that, you know what I really was focused on early with them, I wanted them to get used to hearing no.
Yep.
So I told them no for everything. Before they could finish the sentence, I would tell them no.
Nope.
Because I didn't want them to be spoiled, and I didn't want them, but I would tell them no, but they could also, if you could convince me why it should be a yes, then let's negotiate. And because of that, they're very much business minded.
After I finish crying.
Because I'm like, I'm not settling for no.
Hey man, that's dope. That's
As
dope.
a matter of fact, in the next 2 years, I'm going to go 50-50 with all 3 of them in their own personal interests, and we're going to do a business. So I'm going to keep them out of my pocket, and we're going to break bread together.
Right. Okay.
Well, Jay, talk to me about your mental health campaign then.
Thank you. I was just getting ready to go there.
Say it again.
Your mental health campaign that you're working on right now. It sounds like you got a grasp on it. So I really want to, especially with Men's Health Month and all that. I really want to hear
a lot of that with the mental health was my own personal journey and my own personal. You know, I'm a recorded artist, so artists, we always internalize first before we give it to the world. And
right.
What mental health, what therapy has done for me, and and then being able to look back and kind of seeing where the errors were and where things kind of went left.
Right.
I feel like, especially for us, for men, it's very taboo. It's not talked about a lot, but we see the damage that it caused. Be it childhood trauma, be it just the environment. So I like to create that discussion about mental health for us and a lot of times we associate therapy with weakness or you know,
Right.
you're not a strong man, but I think strong men. And if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your family. Do it for your relationship with your kids. Do it for your relationship with your mother or whoever you with your wife. So
For
I mean,
relationships, period.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
you say
I think that we really like that's one of the bad traditions that we pass down as Black men, right? You know, and I don't know everybody's
So when you say
faith
pass down,
denomination, but that was like even the faith denomination. Like I was raised as a Christian. Okay, cool. You know, we were taught we were men, so you'll suck it up. But like, and that's something I told my sons. You would never ever hear that out of my mouth to suck it up or man up, because what the hell is that? Like that's different for everybody. So
how do you tell that to a girl?
Not be a crybaby, right? You're not being a crybaby or whatever that means. But man up, what does that mean? Like take care of your responsibilities. That's manning up. So if you have emotions, you need to learn to be responsible enough to be able to project them. But back to this whole what I found is that, you know, especially in the Christian world, it was like pray about it. But so I'm a very cause I mental health is very deep in my life. Like I'm on it like 1000%. Even in the fraternity wise, that's my my initiative is with fathers and Black men. But I said, so if you go on this pray about it, let's think about God in a real sense, that if God was wise enough to put you on the planet, we got that, right? So you tell me God wasn't wise enough to put people on this earth that went to school for 11 years to help you navigate through your brain. But you're going to pray about it and be like, poof, it's gone, like it's magic. Like you're using God as a magician now instead of using God like he giving you the resources right there. Pick up the phone, go telehealth. Like it's not that hard to get a therapist that you can talk to, because and they're going to do the same thing. Yo, this is what happened when you was 12 years old. Like it's always gonna go back to something that you learned when you were a kid, that you're struggling with. So I'm with you, my brother. Any mental health, stuff, especially for Black and brown men, like I'm 1000% with you, because that's in my ministry and wheelhouse as well.
I tell you one thing that I'm doing this year is I've decided to go on the road with it, not only to talk about it in different cities, but also, I got a live band. We performing. I'm doing fundraisers, so I'm raising money for nonprofit organizations to talk about mental health in our community and also domestic violence. So, I mean, if y'all guys know any nonprofit organizations that are in those areas. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. Like we'll come to you. I'm working on a 100-city tour, so let's get it.
So I have a podcast, and one of the topics was mental health in the Black community and why it's such a stereotype. And my view is it's good for you. Like I used to see a therapist all the time. Now it's just when I need to talk to them. But I had a therapist, and we have to understand in our communities. Growing up, you were looked at as, oh, you got to see a therapist, you're crazy. Nah, you're not. Like, it's people that you want to talk to get things out that you want to talk to somebody else about. And our communities don't understand that.
They don't want to be judged either.
So, and I understand that. Like, people always say, yo, men shouldn't cry. I threw that shit out the window a long time ago. Yeah. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be emotional. I'm gonna open up to you and let you know how I feel when I'm going through.
I still struggle with that myself. Like I definitely still struggle with that that vulnerability. Most men do, because whenever we let someone in, most times they burn us. Yeah. And a lot of times that burn comes from people that's closer to you.
It's the only way you get burned.
We keep it at a gate. Like you can't just come through and just, tap on this right here. You gotta be a special individual for us to even give you that.
Even if you don't walk past a hot stove, you don't walk past a stove and get burnt unless it's hot and you're close to it.
Yeah.
The only way it happens.
Right.
Absolutely.
The flame ain't just jumping across the room. Not under normal circumstances. You got to be over there.
Do there pondering something. I'm looking
No,
at
Duke,
you.
Duke raised his hand.
Duke raised his hand. Duke went
Go
tough.
on,
Duke went tough.
what you gotta say.
What I was, when somebody spoke, I don't know exactly who it was. I just caught ear of communicating and being vulnerable and humbling yourself to communicate. I'm talking about intimate communication.
Absolutely.
Seeking therapy, seeking counsel. I don't think nobody said mentorship, but I think that's very important as well. Mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and because I'm a barber at trade first, I have the ability, I have the opportunity to create those relationships. So the elders that sit in my chair, male and female, and I'm able to ask them very personal questions without being too, I guess personal, but because I mean, there's no other trade that you really engage with like a barber. Your mechanic, you ain't sitting down really under the hood with him kicking the bobo like that, shooting the breeze, unless that's your partner. Your plumber, you get out their way. You let them do what they are there to do. But your barber, because it's personal, they're in your bubble, they're in your space, your style, your MUA artist, maybe even your tattoo artist, because it's interpersonal. They're dealing with you physically, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And I've been able to have conversations with elders. I've been able to have conversations with my peers, male and female. I've been able to have conversations with younger youth and children. And I'm very good. If you look at my Google reviews, Beyond the Cut Barber Service, you can check me out. I'm located at 3293 Highway 78, located in Unique Style Salon Suites. I have my own suite, privatized suite.
What city?
Snellville, Georgia.
Snellville.
Georgia. Okay.
3078. And I learn a lot through teaching, but sometimes I just got to sit back and just take advice. It's almost like when Leonidas climbed up and talked to the oracles.
Come on now.
Advice, and I love that movie because that movie represents number one, manhood, but it also
absolutely
a soft, submissive, feminine queen side from his wife.
True that.
My husband about to go, listen, when you're dealing with a black man and he about to lead a house, that's like Leonidas going to fight the Persians every fucking day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
True that.
Yes, sir.
And he got some Theantes niggas that may not be crippled and ill-informed physically, but mentally, mentally because he's jealous, mentally because he's looking at your man like he got some. Then there's a bunch of concubines running around here saying, yeah, you can get off up in this shawl. You know what I'm saying? This lightweight fabric. You can, I know you see these nipples. They look like 9mm bullets. Stop playing with me, son. You could come and have this, but he got something to do because he got to go and make sure they don't come through the corridors. He got to make sure the bills are paid. He got to make sure that my children are never in the elements, summer, winter, spring, or fall, unless we want to be. Unless we go to Destin, unless we want to be. Other than that, we're going to be covered. And he has to make sure of it. So understanding, not omitting. Get what she do to him. She talked to him. First thing, she looked at him and gave him the nod, like, kick that nigga back everlasting hole. He did
That's
that.
right.
We don't want
That's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
That right there, dude, that right there is the archetype of the man-woman relationship for me.
Yeah.
Listen,
like I use it to illustrate it all the time. Like if I'm counseling couples, if I'm coaching couples, that's my go-to right there.
Now, granted,
go ahead.
She did get the nigga killed. But I'm saying,
Wait a minute. What movie was this? What was the name?
Not really, Jay. Come on, I'm gonna catch that one. I ain't catch it. What you said again? Not really.
What's the name of the movie?
300.
Oh, okay, I got you.
With Gerard Butler. I always use movies and sports as an analogy and kind of like show the parallel between life and it. Absolutely. The craft, the art, or whatnot. And because it makes sense, right? Like your dad send you out there and you're like, man, listen, I remember when I had my first fight, and I didn't want to fight. I was new to the neighborhood. I was about 8, 9, around my daughter's age, give or take. And I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to play, right? So I'm a pretty little girl named Mona. And she on a swing, and I'm like, damn, it's almost like storybook style. And it's available swing, it's a 2-swing swing. She by herself in her zone, and I'm like, she pretty, like on some innocent. She pretty. So as she pretty, I pull up. I know
I understood my wit and humor, so I knew I know how to, and I did that.
What was the game plan?
I didn't even know. I'm feeling it. I'm just letting my feelings do its thing.
He just knew he was
not
winning.
navigating anything. This car has
Use
no
the force,
with.
Duke.
Like, where's this going?
Ready. Right.
But I see Mona in sight, so that's narrowing shit down, right? I just finished playing pitch up tackle. When you throw the ball up, wherever you're from, you call it different. Bust it up. Everybody call it different. We call it pitch up. We just used to take the tennis ball and throw it against the wall because we didn't have all the shit. So we throw it against the wall. You had to catch it, one hand snag. If you phone the ball, they cramp you up. We call it cramp up. New Orleans is a violent place. You got young teenage players playing it, grown niggas that really dropped out living with their mama still playing it. Like fucking thing doing, right? But I see Mona and I stopped playing all that shit and I'm making my way over to Mona. And long story short, little young kid named Dennis, little blockhead, but it was square, but it was small. I don't know why. I think God made him on Sunday. You know, God took Sunday off, but he got up to make this nigga.
You still dissing him?
To this day.
But why you make him though, right?
Well, he is a comedian.
Right.
He is a comedian.
He pushed me. I'm swinging, and as I'm swinging, I'm making, you know, you kind of connect, and y'all making little finger taps. I say, okay. And I remember my uncle, like, if you can make her laugh, like, you could keep her around. Later on, that translated to what Biggie said when he said, once she grin, I'm in, game begin. Right?
Yes,
So
indeed.
I had her laughing, so I know
He has a point.
Then it's a fact. Now he mushed he went to the push and I ignored it. And he tried to play, he circled the swing, and he mushed my head. And I was like, damn. And he's like, that's my girl, nigga. And I was like, well, all right, well, maybe because that's your bike. If I pick a bike up, I just see it, and you say that's mine, I'm going to let you have it. That's yours, because I'm not a thief. I walk inside. My dad told me, listen, bro, because my brother came right behind. He said, my brother called me Horse. He said, Dad, Horse don't want fight. And I'm like, damn, first thing, you a bitch-ass nigga for even coming with that energy. That negative energy, that's the world. Leave that secular shit. My pop said, go get my pants. So I'm thinking, then my step-pop, so I'm thinking, you know, he gonna give me a few dollars. Let me go to the candy get some nachos. You know the nacho, you bust the Doritos up and just dump the cheese in the bag. You know, Frito pocket, you drop the pocket with the tip. Okay, listen, fair food. The lady selling fair food and Huckabucks and frozen cups. But anyway, I think she sold weed too. But listen, so
you know she sold weed.
She sold weed because
I know she sold weed.
Tangy aroma. It was
he would have put on the spot.
Right.
But anyway,
I still be selling weed.
He's still open, ain't she?
Like cutlass seats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
her daughter's selling it now. She that took over the family business.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I get his pants. I give it to him. I'm expecting some money. Go about your business. Don't worry about it. That ain't, you don't got to deal with that. Like, they stupid, right? That nigga ripped his pants and he had one of them Angola belts where they made it out of real cowhide. He ripped that thing out. He said, listen, man, if you don't go out there and fight him, you got to deal with me. And I was just like, damn. I saw his hands. He was a mechanic. He had them double jointed hands, them hands that bow back, like they bow back by themselves. I done felt him grab me before. I went outside.
Hands of stone.
I wasn't prepared to fight, but I went out there and I just went because I didn't want to deal with him. So I said, I'm gonna just go outside. I'm gonna ride my bike. Man, tell me why this nigga threw a stick through my bike and made me kind of. But you know, I know I'm a kid. I got jump ramps and everything. I know how to catch myself. When he did that, that just took me to another level. I wasn't even mad at me. He scraped my bike up. I had a BMX. I had a gently used BMX. My dad found it along the road. I was one of them type of kids. You know what I'm saying?
Gently used.
We know what it is.
Look, we passed the statute of limitations now, man. It's probably what it is.
He took it.
And I put that chest on it. And I was a little thick, asthmatic kid. So when I put that chest on him and I saw I moved him just with my body, like, you know, you just kind of press him up. I said, oh, nah. I full court pressed him. I saw he really wasn't ready physically. It was over with. When I tell you I bust his ass, I was a new person. Like, in life, you hit milestones, and that was a milestone for me. You dig what I'm saying? That, and when I got my heart broke at 15, I was like, oh, yeah. My uncle told me having one is next to having none.
So back to the babies.
Thank you,
Pastor.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for bringing us back on topic. Thank you for bringing us back on topic.
He's sweating.
Duke will be performing live at every Monday night.
You know what I'm saying? At his barbershop.
You should though. You definitely. I see a lot of those popping up though, like the barbershop podcast, because the barbershops is like still one of the staples inside the community, especially for us, for guys. You know, guys go in there and talk about everything. Sometimes a little too much.
That's one of our sources of mental health.
But speaking of the community, I would like to know what each of you fathers are doing in the community.
See, she gonna keep us on task. That's why right there. Thank you, because I was having too much fun.
Can y'all tell us what y'all are doing in the community?
We'll send out the invitations now. So I'm expecting you guys, if you are free on July 14th from 12 to 3 p.m. If you can make it down to the ATL, or if you're already here, Snellville, we got Snellville and ATL on the phone. But my position in the fraternity is I'm the international chairman for Sigma Fathers. So our whole thing was to create resources and avenues for the dads. My personal ministry is Black and Brown Men, like I keep saying. So I created a brunch called Brothers Do Brunch. So I got it fully sponsored by
Can the ladies come?
No, not this one. But let me get you right.
Wait, hold on. They can't come?
No, this is for the fellas.
He said Brothers Brunch.
Brothers do.
I mean, the brothers can have brunch, but I'm just saying, you ain't. It's just gonna be a hard leg party. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, man. I ain't worried about their legs. We gonna eat. We gonna fellowship. We gonna make some moves.
Hard leg party.
I'm sorry. I identify with play from Kid and Play. I'm sorry. That's my natural. That's my natural destiny. I'm sorry.
But I think we open it up to space for men to have these real conversations, and you know, if some ladies around, then fellas are less likely to say what they really want to say. So I got it fully sponsored. So 100 men and boys, total can come for free.
Okay.
So I'll send you guys the link so that we can get there. It's all over my social medias. But yeah, that's just a little piece of what I'm doing as far as my personal ministry and my position in Phi Beta Sigma is to make sure that the men are straight, and we can get these teens aboard too and get them straight. Then they don't gotta do half the stuff or run through half the walls that we ran through.
That's right.
Now.
That's right.
Dope.
Well, you know what? Since we plug in, I'm gonna plug the Private Room's anniversary celebration, also being held here in ATL.
Saw that.
It's a live event. We're gonna be doing it at Gold Strand Media. I'm gonna have y'all in my house. We're gonna come on in Gold Strand Media, and we're gonna have a live taping, or not taping because we're gonna be broadcasting live. But I think we might break out some of the real cameras and all of the stuff, and just really show our entire ass to the world. really set it up like it's a real thing. I don't know how many of y'all follow social media, but there's a podcast called Tonight's Conversation that travels all over the country. I'm trying to set up one of those. I think it would be awesome, to be able. So as many of y'all who want to come out, the address and everything will be broadcast, but it is at Gold Strand Media's global headquarters at 333 Research Court in Peachtree Corners, Georgia. So if y'all can make it out, we would love to have you. That's gonna be, what is that, Tiff? Tiff just popped back in and then she left again. See how she do me? I believe it's from 7 to 10 on that July 20th. And then right after that, we gonna go kick it with Duke and let him be funny for real in real life. We're gonna go after party with Duke at whatever event he's got going on the 20th. You want to drop that? Oh, look, he got his boys in the whip with him. We're gonna get to you in a second. Duke,
yeah.
Drop that July 20th information so we can talk about the after party for our broadcast. It's gonna be hosted by you, brother.
Okay. Well, I would definitely have to line things up. I don't think that when I look at my schedule in my mind, I don't think that I have anything particularly for that, but that's not a problem because I'm in bed with this young lady. She has a soul food restaurant, and we just started doing like comedy and trivia. We have a comedy and karaoke up the end of this month, you know, so we can definitely line that up. We'll do something. And she has some great food. You know, she has prices under $10. We have we have not open bar, but we have a mobile bartender. She has some very, very good signature drinks, and you know, is also a BYOB. So if you want to bring your own in particular, you can do that. Pay for your setup, you know, if you want some ice and have them in, you know, you have things like that. What else? And I have a few other opportunities that we can possibly hash out. So
now, see, I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. I was under the impression, yet again, our fearless leader, it gave me the impression that you had a event that night.
No. Not.
So that's my bad.
No,
but now that you've said that you could do it,
and we'll be there.
That's not a hard thing to put together and make that happen. We still have some good time, you know, before that's July 20th. So that's not a hard thing to do. We can definitely get that in motion. So I'll talk to Sunshine and
absolutely. Absolutely, that'd be awesome. Hey, Antoine, I saw your soldiers over there, man. You got them they looking good, brother.
Yeah, man. We was letting them hoop. I was in the car doing this interview while they was hooping a little bit because I seen the rest of the people out there. They were scrubs. I was like, yeah, I can't even go out there. I'm too old to be playing with people that don't know how to play. You can't do that.
You get hurt. That's
how
you
get hurt that way. Right. Absolutely.
Well, this has been an amazing time. I really appreciate all y'all coming on.
We're not done. They not finished. We went through everybody telling us what they doing in the community.
Well, he's trying to get rid of us.
The game on. But the game is on.
The game is on. Yeah, the game is on.
Look, it's 17-15. It's 17-15. We good.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We multitasking.
So I also like to say my contribution to the community for anybody male and female who needs a haircut and they're in between work, they have an interview, it's their birthday, I'll give free haircuts, what I call, you know, favor cuts or whatnot, you know, for anybody who's in between work and it's their birthday or they have an interview that's coming up and, you know, they want to be fresh and want to keep their, you know, the energy and their presentation at a quality level. So you can follow me on all social media platforms at Duke Desdoon, DUKE, and my barber page on Instagram is Beyond the Cut _barber service. Beyond the Cut, and that's spelled all correctly. No ebonics, underscore between Beyond the Cut _barber service. And just, you know, DM me, you know, just give me a quick understanding of what you got going on. Don't be too much of a liar about your situation for a free haircut, because that's just, you know, like God is watching. Like I'll probably still get your haircut, but God sees that you're a liar, and that's just not good for you, you know, in the book of life. So, you know, I just want people to strive to be the best version of themselves, you know, stay in proper alignment with the right people. And if you can operate on purpose and passion, I think you're right. You're going in the right direction in life. And I just wish everybody the best. And it's amazing being a father. It has taught me a lot in this position. So, and I thank you for this opportunity.
And we thank you.
Absolutely,
and
we thank you.
Right. And with that, we're going to slide over the mic.
So right now, most of the stuff I do in the community, it's football season. So I'm coaching football right now. Mainly, most of my time I give back to coaching and mentoring kids. All seasons, basketball, soccer, football. I said it's football season now. That's what I'm doing. I pretty much provide my media services for the football team that my youngest son is a part of. I do all of their games, all of their recaps and things of that sort. So
that's what's up. We need more brothers like y'all in the community, to be honest.
Yes, indeed.
We really do. There's a lot of guys, young guys out here that don't have father figures. So that's very important.
Well, that's true. You know, I guess Jay, you want to go?
Yeah, because we also want to play. We've been trying to play your song like
We're gonna close it out with this song. We're gonna say the best for last. We're gonna close it out with this song.
Yeah, I just want to commend everybody, man. Like it takes a village, right? So everybody's doing positive things. Any way that I can support and be a part of anything that you guys got going on, let me know, and I'll definitely do what I can. Of course, I'm doing the mental health run this year, so we're doing the mental health tour. I just dropped my first album in February for in over like maybe 8 years. So I put the link down below. Definitely check that out and share it with your people. Some good music,
you on
good
Spotify?
grown folks music. You know, I
you
think we
Spotify?
need that. Say it again. I'm sorry.
I said, are you on Spotify?
Yes. Oh, it's everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Tidal, and YouTube. I've been and hopefully I'll get to see you guys when I come to the A and do some mental health work, and maybe we can connect on some business as well. So.
What's the name of your project? You join us July 20th.
Okay.
Matter of fact, why don't you perform, brother?
Hey, let's do it.
I'm serious. You got a band, right?
Yeah.
You want to bring the band?
I can.
Hey.
It's done.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
We got space for all of that.
We'll get with, Tip gonna hook that up.
We got space for all of that, brother. If you can be in Atlanta on July 20th, then you will be live on the show.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Simple.
But yeah, well, also, while the awkward silence is going still, let me
everybody trying to get to your links.
Right. We just went to we just dropped one of the records on radio. Now, like she said before, I am a gospel recording artist, but for some reason only the hip hop stations is playing the record. We ain't even getting no love from the gospel station. But I understand that. They like to come in after the fact. But just for us to be on those hip hop radio stations and Hip Hop Pioneers is supporting is real dope. So I think that's the record we're gonna play. Right now I think it's in Charlotte. It's a couple of different cities all over the country. So I appreciate that. And if y'all, like I said, share the music. That's like real dope. If y'all do that.
That's the kind of content we love, man. That's especially at Gold Strand. That's the kind of content. So it's the fact that it's a gospel, your gospel artist that mainstream is accepting more so than your community, your designated community.
All hip hop stations. That's the crazy thing. Like which is amazing. Which I don't even believe that line should even be there though, because you got Muslim artists who rock out like Mos Def and Talib. Absolutely. And so Absolutely. I don't even know why we have a separate genre. But,
so wait a minute, man. Tell me what I'm looking for on Spotify so I can get this and get it on my playlist, man. What
you go to JLocke, J.LOCKE, and it's called The Return of King Jaffe.
Jaffe Joffer.
Yeah. I wanted to represent that royalty.
Absolutely. Okay, that's what's up, man. I'm searching it right now.
Yeah.
But the link is in the just like below in the comment section, so you can just click on that and it'll take you right where all of the links are in that one particular link. You just scroll up.
I found him.
That's the record.
All right.
There you go.
New year. New business ventures. Yeah. We are. Yeah. Something that you young boys never seen. OG status out the mud, but my nails clean. How you do it? How you make it out the system? How you dodge all the traps? How you rap with the vision? How you Christian still rage against the system? Still shoot the rock like he played for the Pistons. 88, 89 is Isaiah Thomas on the grind. Haters gon' hate, don't make me pay y'all some mind. And I've been on the line getting finer with the times. God on my side, so my vibe is divine. And I don't say much, but if you play with one of mine, I'ma lay one of yours down the same way every wine. Whole reverses, I suggest you research. Came in and humble, now I live it, no rehearse. Need it, make it hard for you to beat it. I was hard on the boulevard. Far disregard of my God when I pull up. They was still sleep, how dare y'all overlook us? But y'all slept, come on. I was in the kitchen whipping something different. And I can do the most, but still settled in position. More than keep it lit, I let it simmer from a distance. My talk is the bite that you feel when you slipping. It's God body, I don't hide my scars. Every day is a gift, but y'all's not like ours. All black every everything, even down to the wedding ring. For the masses, I'm a smash, I'm a ball hog. Talking still cheeks, so if I'm still, then we all lost. Never X'd out, checks for time, ain't a small cause. Post pivot before COVID, I was in them streets, blue bag, pushing alpha, but before you know it, we touched down, we the winners, this is us now. Started out with rap, now the breed looking plush now. Gangsta, Lord, I thank you. I was in the trenches, but boy, I came up. And bum fame, I'm trying to feed my kids. Run down on you lanes like we that ish. How you cool in the hood, but can't see that flip. How you move if you could, but homie, we that switch. Never lost what God gave me. We stand tall, yeah, staff game crazy, can't see me ball. Yeah, your eyes wide shut, can't see us no. In the lives we touch, never see that fall. Yeah, for 4 seasons, my heart pump still don't fly for no reason. Carolina Blue still run it in all regions. We can shut it down in your town without speaking. Y'all see it, I mean, nobody closer. They probably label me the GOAT when this is over. Was already fly, God just made that thing doper. I was already on the top, now we molder. Different kind of place, I'm back to the basics. I lace it, I take my time, my grind is still sacred. Wanna be one of your all most favorite. I'm just playing.
Hold on.
Somebody stop him. Somebody stop him. He's out of control.
It's fire right there.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's that heat.
I
gotta add that to my hip hop gospel.
Right.
You following?
I see why they. I mean, I kind of see why.
I see why the gospel stations are not playing it.
Right.
I have a whole.
Understand.
I have a whole hip hop gospel playlist. Hip hop, spiritual hip hop playlist. That's definitely going on there.
Right.
They not ready,
That's
Jay.
nice.
They not ready. That's what it is. They don't understand
I think
it. It's,
for me,
it's,
that record
it's
is
expanded mentality. It's expanded.
For me, that record is because there's dualities, right? Like
absolutely.
You could be in a church, but some of us come from other places, and depending on the circumstance you put us in, like you playing with our family. That's automatic. So it's more of a realistic version of what a man is, regardless of what his belief is. Because
Peter was cutting ears off, Jay.
I don't care if I'm fresh out the baptism.
I'm gonna say it a third time. Peter was cutting ears off, Jay. Yes. Peter is the rock on which the church was built.
And David won't no slouch either.
David wasn't no slouch either. And Jesus was flipping tables over in the church. Let's start there. I mean, if we keep it in a buck, wasn't none of these dudes nice.
Right.
None of them.
Right.
So yeah, I'm completely with it. Like, but see, the problem is we've been given this whitewashed version of what the story really is.
Right.
They're real dudes. They're men that bleed and breathe just like the rest of us.
Right. We get the religious version of these guys because they wanted us docile.
Right.
At a time where we were supposed to be fighting, they wanted us to, it's another story. But
hey, listen, is it not written in your text that ye are gods?
That's a whole nother podcast.
Is it not written in your text that ye are gods?
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
They weren't, and we got a comment. They weren't punks. They weren't.
Right. Oh no.
Right. They weren't.
So I mean, you got the men themselves, the 12 themselves. You had Peter who had anger issues. You had Thomas who didn't believe nothing nobody said. You had Judas that was gonna sell your ass out for some change. Like these are real dudes. Like the fact that we try to elevate them to a place where it's like, nah, they're real dudes. And let's be a real 100. Jesus could have never been accepted by them 12 dudes the way they were if he didn't have his own street cred.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Just saying. It was never gonna happen. So that was powerful, brother. I really
that was good.
That was
I like
amazing.
it.
Thank you.
And I'm a hip hop head, so like let's take the gospel out of it. That was fire.
Thank you.
Is it on iTunes as well, or just Spotify?
The whole record is just a grown record, man. Like I think y'all definitely can appreciate it because I'm writing for we always have the debate about Andre 3000, who was a GOAT hands down, right? And we hear the interviews about him talking about like what can he write about in his 40s, but like life is beautiful, man. Like in your 40s, it's like just where you are mentally and emotionally. this is when you really get to know yourself. This is when my creative process really kind of peaks. So
now is that album just on Spotify? Or is it on iTunes as well?
yes, sir.
It's on
Yep.
iTunes as well.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to find it. It wouldn't come up.
It is. The link is in the I don't know if it's like if you'll see it when you get off, but it's in the messages. For where people put the messages.
The chat.
The chat. Yeah.
I was in.
I think I put it up there. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it's in the Facebook Live.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's in the Facebook Live. But you know, I don't want to be a hater or anything, but it was just brought to my knowledge that we have Super Dads Part 2, July 1st.
Part 2.
And Moms didn't get a second.
That's because y'all are always super.
Here we go.
It's a whole lot of.
Y'all gotta chill out sometimes. Let us have our moment.
Let's
have our moment.
So
it's got to be brought to their attention though, because it's regular for them to be super women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think I'm not hating.
I'm y'all are amazing all the time. It's not a whole lot of dads that's doing their thing, Kashonda. It's not as many of us as there are of you.
Well,
right.
I'm saying that, and I'm fair, and so that's why I hope that everybody that's tuning in will join us for Part 2 with these amazing fathers, July 1st.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't get the recognition that y'all.
No, I got friends who are really, really, they're not worth the conversation, but they still, like, and then it's me. Like, I'm with my kids all the time, and I got friends. It's like, oh, I'll see them eventually. Come on now. That's not okay.
Yesterday was Father's Day, and my kids
trash. And I'm talking about guys I grew up with that I've known my whole life, and I just look at them like their kids are like my nieces and nephews, and I'm like, really, dude?
But
that's how we.
But the sad part is like that's a minority now. Like black men statistically are more involved with their kids than any other race. Right. Like people need to understand that. So these 2-3 baby daddies that don't want to do their kids, like understand everyone in the world that black men are there for their kids more than any other men are. Period.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But the media won't.
Not only for our kids, but sometimes even for stepkids and kids in the community and
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the whole idea of a step parent is that you stepped in where the other parent.
I don't even like the term step parent. I kind of like bonus.
If you change the paradigm, it's actually a positive term.
Right.
Because you stepped up where somebody else wasn't there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we miss that because we get caught up on
Dominic, are you on
stories
mute?
like Cinderella.
I see you talking, but I didn't hear you.
Huh? I was. We call them bonus. We don't say step.
Yeah,
because
I call them bonus.
Us being poly, we have there's it's the 2 women and then it's him. So it's no bonus, no stepdad, no stepmom. We're bonus because they're a bonus to my kids' lives, and I'm a bonus to their kids' lives, and vice versa. So we call them bonus mom and bonus dad.
And shout out to those bonus parents.
I refer to my extra parents that I've stolen along the way as my bonus parents too.
Yep. We used to say play mom and dad. I don't say play mom and dad because
they ain't no play with me because
they would slap me like it was my real mom. So it wasn't no play.
That's right.
Them slaps was real.
They were real. Out of love. They love me.
Absolutely. They love you, but they will lay hands on you just like you in the Baptist church. Come here, man. Slap the mess out you.
Going right back.
It's not Baptist.
I was just talking about yesterday how like in the churches they would make you go pick your own switch.
Yes, indeed.
Like, what part of the game is that?
Oh yes,
indeed.
You come back with a little twig, they send you back out for the road.
Or I grew up in the country, so if you came back with that one skinny one, they would send you back twice more, and then they would braid them together.
Oh wow!
Well, not only that, the skinny one hurt worse than the thick one.
And you leave the leaves on. There was no child abuse when we were growing up.
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
You got a whipping, and you didn't tell nobody. You ain't go to school and tell nobody. You ain't.
That's right.
We didn't.
Grace, stop saying that's right, like it's acceptable.
That's right. Hey, listen. That's the life I lived, and I think I turned out okay.
Right, we did. But if you think about it, look at the generation now, the millennials. Like, they're so much weaker than what we were when we were growing up. Like, they can't survive if they lose their phone. Any of that, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I saw something on social media the other day. This millennial, he was saying, so I keep hearing you guys talk about drinking out the water hose.
Right.
Like, were you not able to use the sink?
No, you couldn't come back in the house.
And that's what the lady that was about our age came on and said, no.
Right. No.
We weren't allowed in the house.
I think it depends on where you're from. Now I'm from Carolina, so I grew up drinking out the water hose. Yes, we was gone all day, sun.
But you wasn't allowed in the house. I'm from the DC area. I wasn't allowed in the house either.
Right.
I got friends from New York. They weren't allowed in the house either. I got friends from California. They weren't allowed in the house either. It's not where you from. It's a different generation altogether. Like, it's almost like those of us that are parents now that resented the fact that we couldn't go in the house are just letting our kids lay up in the house with a PlayStation 5.
That's what it is. I think
sitting their asses outside.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
I think you wanted something.
We look, we had our grandkids outside yesterday because they kept, we want to go outside. So they have the little concrete chalk, and we put them outside the patio. We're in the kitchen, we're cooking, and we're watching them. And they're at the door like, it's hot. I said, well,
it's real hot.
Get used to it. I mean, you need to be outside. So we left them outside. Well, of course, we're looking at them. Then we let them in, and they were like, "Whew, we need some water." I said, "You better be glad there isn't a water hose in the backyard, because y'all be
telling you, a water hose, a yard sprinkler."
Mm-hmm. And they're
but I will also say, the times are different in the sense of kids aren't as safe to be outside.
I'm gonna argue that that's probably not entirely true, because it was crazy people back when it was crazy. You know what we didn't have?
Well, this is in our backyard, so it wasn't nobody coming back there.
We didn't have 24/7 independent news reporters telling us about all the crazy all the time.
Well,
but it was still crazy.
So let me tell y'all a quick story. When I was like,
Yolanda, it was
12 years old, me and my cousins was walking down the street, like real life. And this white man pulled up to us in a car, and we walk in, and he was jacking off, and he was like, "The young girls want to ride." And I'm talking about that shit freaked us out so bad. We ran to our teacher's house, who Miss Gregor, who stayed down the street. And I realized, thinking about it now, like, nobody made a big deal out of it. Nobody called the police. Nobody went looking for that man.
No.
Like, he wasn't on no list.
What part of Carolina did you grow up in?
Fayetteville.
Fayetteville. They should have been. They wasn't calling nobody because they was trying to catch a body.
They were trying to catch him. They were trying to wait till we see him. We can't tell nobody we're looking for him.
You know how we get down.
That messes with our alibi. We can't tell nobody.
Or try. I've been a hairstylist for 30 years. Try cutting someone's hair and he has the cape over him and he's doing it while you're cutting his hair.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So that's what a haircut does for you. Okay. All right.
No,
whip that cape off so quick.
No. It's you were cutting his hair. That's what it did for him. It was.
I mean, what's sexy about? I got some scissors in my hand. I can stab you at any moment. So why is that sexy?
Different strokes for different folks.
I guess
people
so.
Like different things. You know, we can't. We spend so much time talking about not judging, but sometimes we might need to judge.
Right.
a little.
Now, if he with the line of work I'm in now, he could pay me to do that. It's not do that for him, but back then,
you've evolved. You've evolved.
She said you evolved.
Right? Yeah.
You missed your opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, look, but see, the wild thing about
back then.
Right. And the wild thing about it really is it's really the spotlight is on it more now than it was ever at any point in time.
Yeah.
Like, more people are talking about it. Like, The Catholic Church has been doing what the Catholic Church has been doing for centuries. But it wasn't until about 10, 15 years ago that we really started talking about it and putting a light on it. So it's not that the times are, it's not really the times are worse now. It's that we know how bad they really are. And therefore our mental perception of them is like, no, it's so bad out there. It's the same.
That's one
we
thing
just didn't know.
That's one thing that the internet and phones did, because a lot of that stuff back then was happening inside the houses.
Absolutely.
And a lot of that stuff was like swept under the rug and all of that.
Absolutely. So, absolutely.
I mean,
there's a lot of that stuff still happening in houses.
Oh, absolutely. But when you look at it, like in our community, we have been not only the most oppressed, the most depressed, like we've been beat down all kinds of ways, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. It's a lot to really kind of take on where we are, and a lot of that is curses that was passed down from generation to generation. A lot of people still dropping you off at that uncle who had rumors back when he was a child, or aunts.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
And shame on them parents for bringing. I'm glad that we are now in a generation where my generation, we are more freely to speak out about our abusers, and we're not. Like I don't make my granddaughter speak to somebody. I don't make my daughter speak. They don't gotta hug you if they don't feel comfortable. Like,
I don't play that. You're sitting on nobody's lap.
I don't make my daughter share.
That's good, and she shouldn't have to.
Like you know that whole sharing is caring. Oh, what if she doesn't care? Like, why should I make her share with you? Like, that doesn't seem right.
She don't have enough.
Like that's hers.
Right.
Why would we?
Well, we teach our grandkids to share because they fighting over the toys all the time.
Well, sharing with each other is one thing, but I'm talking about like your friend is somebody you on the playground, and you were using the swings. Are you done? No.
No.
Why does she have to get off the swing? She got there first.
And she doesn't.
No.
She's been there for hours.
Until she's tired and I can take her home
to
sleep. Yes, on purpose. Yes. As a kid, I used to hate that. You should share. I don't know them. Why should I share?
Right.
Look, we're about to have this conversation. About to have the conversation right now when we get off this joint. I'm at the park and we didn't pack water because it's 100 degrees in Atlanta area. And they out there hooping. We done brought 8 waters, and they didn't donated waters to people out here playing, but now they thirsty as hell. Like, what'd you give away your water for? That wasn't for them. They could have brought their own cooler and their own water too. They were ill prepared. That should have been a lesson to them. Be prepared.
Don't worry, you can get water.
Self-preservation is a real skill.
Maybe they don't have fathers like you. That taught them that.
Listen. Self-preservation is a real skill.
Sure.
Yeah. They'll know next time.
And if my kids choose to share, so be it. But I'm not about to tell you have to give away the thing that you brought for yourself.
That's negative.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What? Now, the reverse of that is that's your friend. You saying those your people? Those your people? Then you need to share.
Right.
But just to be out here, random people walking, can I have?
No.
What?
No.
I was responsible for bringing my stuff. Why am I? Where's your stuff?
Right. Responsibility.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's how I view it. It's a way of teaching responsibility in a very real, applicable way. Like my daughter will say to me, "Daddy, I didn't bring such and such." Well, you won't have it today.
Yeah.
Like, next time you'll bring it.
They always leave something. They always leave.
Yeah,
something.
like if you, but I'm not gonna let her go without either. So if it's a necessity item or something, I think I got you. But if it's something, but even then, she might feel like she gonna go without for a minute. Like we gonna get the lesson in. But I got you. But Daddy, I didn't eat. Well, you won't be hungry today. The whole time I'm looking for where I can feed her. Find her some food somewhere. I can't let her go hungry, but she'll think about it next time. Like, we can't leave till I eat.
There's no more powerful lesson than that. No, like absolutely. That no, man, is it really balances out for you because it makes you work for that yes.
I love that no.
Yeah.
When you
That
said it
no
the
is
first
gonna
time,
make
I
me.
love it.
You tell
Yeah.
me no, and I'm gonna say fuck you and go get it my goddamn self.
Right.
Good.
Exactly.
Good.
That's the whole point.
Congratulations, you got the lesson.
That's the whole point.
You got the
Right.
lesson.
I don't like those lessons though. I don't like being.
You're a
don't.
quick study.
I don't.
Congratulations.
You know,
Because that was the
that's the
point.
quickest way to be replaced.
I get
I
real
love
brave.
it when my daughter come ask me to do something. I be like, no, and she say, and it's not something I can I have or can I? But Daddy, can you do my hair? You're 9. Can you do your hair?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you're gonna have to do your hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna let you leave the house looking crazy, but you're gonna try before we leave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You will try.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna see some effort before I put my hands on it. And like just Sunday, she did her hair on Father's Day. I'm like, who did your hair? Because ain't nobody here but me and her. I was like, who did your hair? She's like, I did it, Daddy. I was like, I ain't even gotta touch it. That's what I'm talking about. 9 years old, figured it out.
Yep.
And her part was straighter than it would be if I did it.
That's probably why she learned to
Messed
do
me
her
up.
hair. You probably was messing it up.
He probably kept telling her no.
Still work.
Good.
It
Still work.
ugly. And she
forced
was
her to
like, they
learn.
probably was joking her on the crooked part, and then she was like, you know what? Let me go home and figure
No,
this out.
because I'm probably more vain than she is. I'm not gonna let her leave the house looking crazy. However, it'd be hell to get out the house. Because you're getting your nose in the house. I'm not just shutting you down outside. You got enough opposition outside.
That's
But
true.
I'm gonna train you up to be prepared for that opposition, though.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Am I losing y'all?
We here.
No, we here.
Oh no, I just got a screen of frozen people. But hey, guys, we're missing the game, fellas. It's a show about fathers, and we're missing the game. Really? Is that what we're doing?
Honestly, I don't have.
Y'all missing the game.
I don't really have a dog. I don't really have a dog in the fight, so
the game.
I really don't care. But
Thank you, Mike.
Y'all missing the
I don't
game.
really want
I'm
to
not
watch
missing the game.
I'm just.
Look, I just told my man he can watch the game. He was like, "You're on the pod." I was like, "You can watch the game."
I don't really want to watch the game. I'm just trying to find an excuse to get off camera.
Oh, God.
all you gotta do is say, "I'm out."
Right. Look, just
roll that beautiful theme footage. Let's go.
I've really enjoyed the conversation. I love y'all. You know,
but I gotta go.
But I got other stuff that I'd also like to do.
Well, you know what?
But listen, seriously, all jokes aside, this has been a great conversation. Seriously, all jokes aside, it's been a great conversation. As always, I've really enjoyed sharing the same space as Kashonda.
And y'all are some great fathers. I mean, we don't know the mothers to get, any negative feedback, which we don't care. But
I didn't want to go that deep into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I have plenty of stories.
Right, that's on part.
But that's
God.
my past. I'm trying to move forward to the
So part 2 is the other side.
Oh, we're gonna have a bad dad on part.
So part
Probably.
2 is when I can talk about why they called me Mr.
We're
Mom.
gonna have some of
even when I was
his
married.
friends.
No,
the ones
honestly,
friends.
I really want to talk about co-parenting in part 2. Like, how do y'all handle that?
That's good.
That's part 2, or that?
Okay, let's do
part
it.
2. That's gonna be on part 2.
Let's do that.
It would just with the fathers, right? We don't have any mothers that's gonna be on here. And
yeah, because I could probably use some tips.
Oh, I can
always a pleasure.
I can give you some tips on that too. Just go with it.
To get with you after this,
right?
This podcast anyway, because
right. Hey, I got you. I call it detox. I used to when my kids used to go see their dad. When they come back, they be a whole different. They be just different people.
Different person.
I said, "Oh, so we got a detox. Now I got to get you back on track to what goes on in this house. Now, whatever."
But see, what's funny is that's how we feel.
Right, but that's whatever.
That's because you're the primary parent, though.
That's what I was saying. And whatever goes on when you're with your dad, whatever rules he have in his house is in his house. But when it's my house, these are my rules. I'm not gonna tell your dad how to run his house, but just remember when you get back here, that shit you did with your dad may not fly here.
Absolutely.
So
I know we gotta go.
I know we gotta go, but
I
to
knew
your
one of us
point,
was gonna tell a quick story.
yeah, to your point,
I was waiting for everybody to chime in.
Like to your point, we like myself and my ex-wife, like we have different rules, but there are certain things that to keep a ground, we have to agree on to know that it's gonna be this way at your house and this way at my house. But there are certain things that I'm more lenient about that I'll be like, yeah, go ahead and do your thing. If it ain't harming anything, it's not like disrespectful.
Right.
We got different rules, but when there's certain things, it's
right.
it's a joint effort so that there's no really.
Well, he didn't always cooperate, so that was my thing. Like he was the type person that would let the little kids go to the bathroom by themselves, like and then lose them in the store. So you know, so now my kid, right, and so my kids will come back.
They you in Walmart on aisle 2 and the kid on aisle 5. Yeah,
and he's not on this show.
Right, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like, so, but those were his rules. Like, that's what he allowed. I'm like, wait. So now, you know, my kids got to the place when they start understanding that, yeah, this ain't safe. It was like, Daddy, you're not supposed to let us go to the bathroom by ourselves. Like, what are you doing? So it's almost like accountability. You know, the kids held him accountable. It's like, wait a minute, now you're the adult. Why am I taking my little brother to the bathroom? And you're a man, you know, so right. So
my situation. That was my quick story. My daughter now. So I had my son the whole time. It was me, myself, and my mother raised him. But my daughter now, my ex-wife and I have been separated since December of 2018. My daughter was born in 2015, so she was going on 4. We have split the year down the middle, 52 weeks. I get 26, she gets 26. But the way we do it is we go from Wednesday to Wednesday every other week. I drop her off at school or camp or whatever on a Wednesday. Her mother picks her up. I don't see her again until Wednesday. What that does is when you look at the calendar, even though I'm getting 26 and she's getting 26, there's not a week on that calendar where we don't see our kid.
Right. And it gives you a life too.
It gives you a life too. So even though it really breaks down to every other weekend, our weekends go from Wednesday to Wednesday.
Right.
So if on this calendar week, the next calendar week, the following calendar week, you're going to interact with your kid, whether it's at the beginning of the week or the end of the week.
Yep.
So what that also does is it literally cuts it down the middle. So now you're talking about 50-50 parenting. Okay. Then I don't need to come after you for child support, and you ain't got to come after me. When she at your house, don't ask me for nothing.
Right.
When she at my house, I'm not going to ask you for anything.
Yeah.
Simple. My daughter doesn't even go back and forth with a bag. She got everything she need here. Right. She got everything she need there. She has 2 houses. Her home consists of 2 properties.
That's how it should be. So, girl, we're gonna have you set the tone on, and let the people know how co-parenting is supposed to go.
Right.
Every single time. And here's the other part. She and I don't really talk. We don't have need to. So you don't get the arguing, the fussing, the fighting between one another, and the kid got to see it because I mean, she was just here Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not a span of time where I'm not plugged into what's going on.
Right.
If she's at school, the teachers are letting both of us know. If she's, so it's like, what is it that you? And then when we have to communicate, it's literally a quick text. Hey, this is what's going on. Can you help with it? Yes or no. Vice versa.
Who came up with that? Y'all together? Y'all came up? You heard?
I am the product of divorce at 1 year old. I was 1. I've never lived in the same house as my father. So at 1 year old, they were divorced. But then I had a stepfather for 30 some odd years. and I had a stepmother for 28, 29, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, so it's like I got to see it both ways. Like I'm a product of divorce and 2 homes, but I got 2 full homes on both sides. It's crazy.
Right.
It's the craziest thing ever. And so to be able to witness it like that, to see my mother and father bickering over stupid stuff, like they just broke up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then they each go into their respective corners to their separate happy marriages.
Wow.
What?
Very interesting.
What are we
Very
fighting about, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what? Hey, guys, what are we fighting about? Like, everybody
Yeah.
should be happy right now, right?
Yeah.
I should be getting double the love as the kid, and y'all should both be happy in y'all's personal relationships. Why are y'all still doing this with each other about dumb stuff? So when I got to the place with my ex when we were about to separate, I was like, whoa, what I'm not going to do is fight over her.
Right.
That's good. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can. I told her she could have. We had a business together. I told her she could have the business. I didn't want the house. I left. Like you could have all of it. And she then turned around and decided that she was going to move out. So of course I'm not going to leave the house sitting there empty. I moved back in.
Right.
But initially I was like, keep all of that. I just want a relationship with my daughter, and this is what it needs to look like. Because originally she wanted to go from Sunday to Sunday. I was like, nah, because that means there are going to be weeks where I don't see her. She's like, it's still 26 weeks. No. There will be weeks in the year where I don't see my kid. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So
yeah,
if we can't be in the same house, then it'll be a break. I'll get my little 7-day break. I call it Good Dad Friday. Wednesday is Good Dad Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And my weekend lasts 7 days.
That's what's up.
That's it.
Yeah. I had to tell my
and then
ex-husband, he always wanted to argue, and I was like, look, I said, we're not going to argue. We're going to be friends, whether you want to or not, because we have children. We have to raise these children. So we're going to be friends. And he was just like, I don't want to be your friend. I was like, well, you have no choice. And that told me that he still had feelings, because I had moved on. He moved on, but he still had feelings. And I was like, I mean, we're going to be friends, whether you want to or not, because we have these. I'm not going to sit and argue with you and this, that, and the other. We didn't have no visitation, none of that. Whenever he wanted the kids, he would say, hey, I'm gonna come by and get the kids. I was like, okay, do they need to be fed? And he was like, no, I'm taking them to eat. Okay. I just made sure, they were ready to go. Your dad is the
same way you would do with anybody else's parents that's picking them up. Like you didn't switch it up because he's their father. You communicate about your kids. Right. And so that's the win. Like I feel like I would love for us to be friends. We're not. But it's
I'm his
cordial.
friend. He's not he doesn't want to be my friend, but
I would love for she and I to be friends. We're not. Like I treat my friends better than that. But well,
kudos to y'all. I don't want to be his friend.
Right. Well, he doesn't want to be my friend. He's homophobic. So he doesn't agree. Yeah, that's why he doesn't want to be my friend. He doesn't like the fact that, I am married to a woman or with a woman. He's just totally against that, which is crazy to me, because most men are Most men are just like,
no. He don't want to be the boyfriend.
No, he's never agreed to that. Never. He's never agreed to it. He was never. Even when we were together, we would go to the strip club and everything together.
Greg, what you pondering on?
Right. He's like, why? The why? Yeah. So now
I'm sorry, and this is an antiquated view of it, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. But I will say that I always felt like homophobia was the like when you're afraid of homophobia, it's like that whole man-man relationship. As a man, like I didn't feel like women could be homophobic because I felt like it was a male thing. Like I'm scared these dudes are gonna get me type shit. Right. So
no. Yeah. Anybody that's against with the, they don't approve of the same sex relationship. Yeah,
I don't hear
it's
y'all.
you're
Can y'all hear
frozen.
me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Uh-oh.
But
Yeah.
Hello?
But yeah, anybody
yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
We hear
anybody
you.
that's you still there,
Okay, sorry
Hello?
about that.
Okay. You need the
Yeah,
aluminum
I'm
foil
here
and your
now.
hand
Well,
up.
no, I was on the patio and I guess the router is far away.
Oh.
That's all.
But no,
But
We
no,
got
any
that
the
boost
anytime
on.
question
they're not
was
against same sex, then yeah, it's homophobia. And he's very like that. So
okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
All right.
right.
Well, I mean,
He couldn't accept it,
I
but
just don't
my
see a
kids
man being
are okay with it.
homophobic about women though. That's weird.
He is, I don't know.
You that's weird.
I never understood it.
Like just tell me where I need to be.
Right. Yeah, but see, and that's the thing. The kids are not. They're not like that. When we decided to tell the children, the type of relationship that we had, then they were just like, "Oh wow, I get two moms." So it's like we
Right.
both, we both cook, we both do laundry. It's like, yeah, if one mom can't make it to the school, then the other mom can.
Right.
And the crazy
That's
part
dope.
is when we had it was like father-daughter dance. Dad, of course, wasn't around for one of the girls, so the two moms went.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I don't see what the problem is. I've always been real open minded. I guess but I also
Oh, that was them turning the lights
It's the
on in the
countdown.
club.
Right.
That
That was
was the
them turning the
club.
lights on in the
Last call
club.
for
Don't
alcohol.
go.
I'm not
Last
the only
call
one
for
that was ready to
Ready to
alcohol.
go.
go.
To be like, bye, y'all.
Right. Wait,
So we are overtime.
we
You
are.
gotta go home, but you
Or-
got to
The
get the
after
hell up
We got
off
to
of
party.
get out
here.
of here.
You gotta add 3 more quarters to this thing. Like, what you doing?
we do appreciate all of our guests for joining us. So
No
Absolutely.
problem.
before we
Definitely.
end, real quickly, can y'all tell everybody how to reach you?
Oh my
Who's
god.
going first?
iTunes,
I'll let
Spotify.
you.
The link is down below. Yeah.
That was fast. Okay, Jay. I
That
didn't
was
even
it.
catch.
That was
Right
it.
to the point.
So you could reach me at EG_media professionals.
EG_media professionals.
Okay.
Okay.
Every social media platform is Antoine Dwayne Jones. ANTOINNEDUANE Jones. Everywhere.
Okay.
Antoine.
All right. Dominique, you gonna go?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. So on Facebook, I'm Dominique Ryder. On Instagram, I am Sirs Sugar Plum.
I'm sorry, what?
Sirs.
Sir Sugar Plum.
Right.
I'm going to look for that right now.
Right. He's like, I'm sorry, what? Yes.
He had to say, how what?
You're right.
I was about to
He
give you
said,
that.
Can you
Excuse me.
spell
What?
that?
Sirs
I found
Sugar
it.
Plum. Right. That is me. So you get to indulge in some of the she just dropped the link as well.
Oh, you
Yes.
can't
Yep.
see it, huh? Okay.
We're on
Okay.
Fat Life as well, because like I said, we do all type of events, kink events and things of that nature. So we promote. We host some clean stuff too, but mostly.
Oh, Dominique.
Yes. What happened?
You lost us that clean.
Oh. Yes, that's me, boo. I model too, so. Yep.
Conflicted.
Yep.
He's conflicted.
He is.
He's trying to figure this out.
He's like, and he didn't want to be the
The
boyfriend.
whole world's like that.
I already said I was open minded. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't understand.
And to this day,
You're going off the face.
Look. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know.
I don't know. He just he's so.
I'm gonna pray for him.
I don't know why I'm a Scorpio.
He's a Sagittarius. That's what's wrong with him.
No, I'm straight Scorpio.
No.
Please believe.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
That's why I say his feelings involved. That's the only reason
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy because he tried to make me. He wanted my son to take boxing lessons because it's a school here. Some of the boys were getting sodomized in the bathroom, and so he was like, "You're gonna take him to boxing lessons." I was like, "Well, who said he wanted to box?" And he just started yelling at me. Well, we're not gay. We're not. And I was like, "Wait, hold on." I said, "Well, what does that have to do with him taking boxing lessons?" I said, "Because if he's in the bathroom and there's 12 boys holding him down, boxing ain't gonna save him." So, but he's a big kid. He's a big kid. So, and I used to I was like, "So is anybody bothering you?" He was like, "Mom, did you see how big I am?" He's like, "Nobody's bothering me when I go to the
Nobody's bothering him.
Right. But yeah, that was his thing.
You know what the real problem is? I think his daddy might be afraid of his own manhood.
That's what I said. Yeah.
That's what that feels like to me.
Yeah. That's what I said. Because he's a big dude too. So I mean, I was like, what are you talking about?
Some people just don't understand though. Like some people just don't get it. Some people, everybody don't get everything. Everything is not for everybody.
That's a fact.
So sometimes it's just simple. And some people don't want to understand.
Right. But hey y'all, listen. I don't mean to abrupt stop, but I'm getting yelled at by the producers.
Oh, y'all be safe. Safe travel.
Shonda, you was getting yelled at by the producers too. You wasn't gonna say nothing.
Right.
I was trying. You heard me. Everybody, let us know how we can reach you.
Love, peace, and hair grease. You know,
y'all be blessed.
Until next time.
Next Monday.
It's a pleasure talking to y'all.
Right.
Absolutely. Next Monday.
At the private room.
All right, people.
Peace, y'all. It's great.
All right. New year. New business ventures. Yeah. We are. Yeah. Something that you young boys never seen. OG said us out the mud, but my nails clean. How you do it? How you make it out the system? How you dodge all the traps? How you rap with the vision? How you Christian still rage against the system? Still shoot the rock like he played for the Pistons. 88, 89 is Aya Thomas on the grind. Haters gon' hate, don't make me pay y'all some mind. And I've been on the line getting finer with the times. God on my side, so my vibe is divine. And I don't say much, but if you play with one of mine, I'ma lay one of yours down the same way every wine. Whole verses, I suggest you research. Came in a humble, now I live it, no rehearse. Need it, make it hard for you to beat it. I was hard on the boulevard. Far disregard of my God when I pull up. They was still sleep, how dare y'all overlook us? But y'all slept, come on. I was in the kitchen whipping something different. And I can do the most, but still settled in position. More to keep it lit, I let it simmer from a distance. My talk is the bite that you feel when you slipping. It's God body, I don't hide my scars. Every day is a gift, but y'all's not like ours. All black everything. Even down to the wedding ring. For the masses, I'ma smash, I'm a ball hog. Talking still cheap, so if I'm still, then we all lost. Never X'd out, checks for time, ain't a small cost. Post pivot before COVID, I was in them streets.